Welcome back to Angie Claud Yoga. Come with us today and practice yoga centering on that all-important term and meaning of balance. So today we're focusing on balance. And as you know, if you have practiced yoga at any given time, you know that it does involve a lot of physical balance. I have many people that come to me and say, I want to start yoga because I want to improve my balance. And that's great, and that's very important. But there are other ways in our life that we have balance. Having that mental balance, the emotional balance, the spiritual balance. And right now, there's not a lot of balance in the world. And so I felt led by God to talk about that for a few moments. There needs to be balance. There needs to be equality. You know, God told us in Scripture, in John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, and whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have life eternal. He said, for God so loved the world, not for God so loved whites or blacks or Hispanic or Asian or Indian or any other race. He said, for God so loved the world. That balance. He loves all of us the same. And he wants us to do that. That's really what all the commandments revolve around. The first couple of commandments, loving him and loving him first, putting him first. And the rest, loving our neighbor, loving each other. So it's all about love. It's all about balance and equality. So I just felt it important to say that. All lives matter. All of us matter. So as we go through this practice today, let's think about balance, but not just physical balance, but mental, emotional, spiritual, and relational balance. So let's come to that place where we can be still, where we can be quiet, and just start to settle before our practice. As you breathe, remember that the breath, that was a God-given gift. That right there is a balance. Help the breath to always be a reminder to you that as you release and let go of the breath, you're letting go of those things you don't need. Those things that are negative, those things that may hold resentment, bitterness, hatred, anger. But as you draw in the next breath, think of yourself and visualize drawing in love and peace. So let go of negativity. Draw in love. Concentrate on the breath. Visualize yourself letting go of those things that bind you. Drawing in of those things that strengthen you, that mold you, that uplift you. As you take your next deep breath in, allow the chin to float skyward if that's available for you today. Let the head gently draw back. The anterior portion of the throat stretches, releases any tension, any tightness. The face relaxes. No tension at all is held there. Releasing lines in the forehead, relaxing muscles around the eyes, softening any clenching that may be in the cheek, in the jaw, around the teeth. Take another deep breath in. As you breathe out, allow your chin to gently float down now to the chest. Now the stretch occurs in the posterior portion of the neck. Feel the relaxation from the neck up into the top of the head, the weight of the head. Then start to allow the chin to float across from right to left. Maybe move in a circular fashion here if they're able. Slow but controlled, pulling away tension, tightness, stress, fatigue. Moving in the opposite direction. Stopping only to allow the chin to marry the left collarbone. Drop the right collarbone down. Breathe. Pick the chin up, allow it to flow over the right collarbone, and stop there. Drop the left shoulder down. Breathe. Turn the head gently, allowing the right ear to fall over the right shoulder. Remember, this is ear reaching shoulder, not vice versa. Allow the shoulders to gently drop. Allow the stretch to lengthen through the left side of the neck here. Picking the head up, allow the left ear now to drop to the left shoulder. Breathe. And release. Bring the hands behind you. Interlace two fingers, open up through the shoulders here and the chest. Shoulder blades reaching towards one another. Your seated cow. Then bring the arms forward, rounding through the back now. Drawing the navel back to the spine. Lifting through the shoulder blades. Relaxing through the head and neck. Your seated cat. Begin to flow. Your cow, inhale. Your cat, exhale. Again, your cow, inhaling. Your cat, exhaling. Once more, cow and cat. Nice. Pick up your right knee. Take your right foot to the outside of your left knee. Either hug on to your right knee or come outside of it to create some resistance here. Moving into Ardha Matsyendrasana, your half spinal twist. Nice. As you come back, leave your foot exactly where it is, but allow your knee to float down as little or as much as it feels good to do so. Stretching through the outer portion of the outer thigh here. Nice. Then grab onto the big toe if you can, and bring that leg up and out. Lengthening through the leg. If this is too challenging, just keep the knee bent, or you can grab onto the shin or the foot, whichever's best for you here. Remember, this practice is about you and your body. You're not trying to compete. You're not trying to be perfect. You're just trying to learn about your body and to be more flexible, to be more strong, to be more balanced. Same thing on the opposite side now. I take my left foot to the outside of my right knee. Now this in itself is a good stretch here of the outer thigh, but again, I can always hug onto this leg, or I can create that resistance coming to the outside of it, moving into that half spinal twist once again on the opposite side. Breathe. Releasing through my twist, I keep my leg where it is if I can and allow that knee to just float down, starting to feel that stretch through the outer thigh. I can even place my elbow of the same arm as the leg and kind of press with the elbow to the inner portion of that knee to create a little bit of resistance. But remember, be mindful of your back. Keep your back nice and long and tall. Use your core to make you nice and sturdy here instead of giving into and rounding through the back. So really utilize those muscles in your back. Utilize your core. And then from there, maybe grabbing onto either the big toe or the foot, coming into that nice leg stretch if you ever need to put your hand down or modify in any way. Remember, modifications are actually a very good thing. It means you're paying attention to your body and you know you need a little bit of a change. You need maybe a little assistance in a certain posture. That's an excellent thing. So never think of a modification as a weakness. A modification is a strength because you know that you are doing something that's better for your body and not putting your body into a position that it does not want to be. Nice. Then come back. Now find your way to look like a table. So your hands are underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath your hips. And first just feel the contact of your hands and your knees. Feel the weight of the body. Notice how the core wants to naturally be taut and pulled up into the spine here. Your back nice and long. The weight of the head being supported by the neck here. Your face still very relaxed. Weight also in the knees. Being balanced. Remembering our Bible verse today, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Nice. So maybe picking up my right hand now here and placing it behind my back, opening up through my right shoulder, looking skyward if I can, feeling that twist in the back, feeling that nice stretch through the right side of the chest. Breathe. And release. Same thing on the opposite side. Great way to open up the shoulders, warming up the shoulders and the arms. Left arm now behind the back, looking up to the left. All my weight in my right hand, making sure that hand is directly under the shoulder. Again, being very well balanced, wanting to make sure weight is distributed correctly so that we never compromise joints. Nice. Now relaxing back into our child's pose. Arms out in front, bent knees, pressing the back, the buttocks, down into the mat. Your tailbone pressing down. As your core tightens, your back lengthens. Your head relaxes. Forehead may even rest onto the mat if you choose. Your child pose, Balasana. This is a place where we say we honor the body. So at any time you need to find rest, you've been pushed too far, or you're just tired, you can always come here. This is your safe haven. This is where we honor the body. Start to feel the muscles of the back really stretch here. Not letting the shoulders sink and drop so much, but lengthening through the back and the arms in a nice straight long angle. Pores tight. Breathe. From your child's pose, lift your sit bones skyward. Curl through your toes. Press the hips up. Press the heels down. Your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog, your upside down V. It doesn't need to be perfect. That's not why we're here, trying to have a perfect posture. It does need to be safe, however. So your hands are shoulder width apart, your feet are hip width apart. And try not to think of dropping the shoulders. Keep them long, just like we just talked about in our child's pose. We want the angle from the hips to the arms, to all the hands, to be a nice long angle. So we're using our core to lift our hips up and to keep a nice straight line from the hips down, either way, hips to heels, hips to hands. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Then walk your hands back to your feet. Your Uttanasana. It's a forward fold, basically the body folding in two. And we want to feel this stretch from the gluteus, the buttocks, all the way down to the heels. So a nice straight line. If you need to bend through your knees, do so. Remember, modify as needed. But if you can, keep your legs long, drop your head, let the weight of the head and the weight of the upper body assist you in stretching through the lower body. Uttanasana, forward fold. Bend through your knees and keeping in mind to keep the knees on top of the feet. Come down to your seated squat. Then come back. Lift. Forward fold. Again, come down, tight core, push into the feet, lift the arms up if you can, your seated squat. And back, forward fold. Warming up the knees, warming up the legs. Again, seated squat. And back, forward fold. Nice, last time, bend through the knees, settle down as little, maybe you stop right here, maybe you come all the way. Maybe you can bring your hands to heart center. Maybe you can bring the elbows in and start to press with the elbows against the inner knee, creating a little bit of resistance here to strengthen the inner thighs as you're driving the legs in. So you're pushing the knees towards one another, but you're pressing with the elbows. So that resistance, creating a little bit of tension, tension creating muscle. Breathe. Nice. Setting the hands back down, lifting back up. Uttanasana, forward fold. Take your left hand right under your face, in between your feet. Pick your right hand up to your waist or skyward, coming into your twist. Core is tight, head is relaxed. Breathe. Opposite hand now. Right hand down, left hand to hip or skyward. And release. Nice. Walk your hands back out into your downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Flow forward into a plank, half or full, so your knees can always travel to the mat if they need to, or we can stay in a nice long line here in our full plank. Lower the body so that you come into King Cobra. Lift through your heart here, bending through the back. You choose how much you lift. You choose how much the legs lower to the ground. If you don't like a back bend, you can always lift the legs up and make the back a little longer. Curl through the toes, come back to your plank. Lift back to your down dog. Again, plank, King Cobra, plank, down dog. Let's do that again. Plank, half or full, King Cobra, plank, and down dog. Nice. Walk the feet up to the hands. Uttanasana. Reverse your swan dive, coming up. Marrying the hands together and bringing them to heart center. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Whoever believes in him will not perish, but have eternal life. Come with me to a flow with balance, with breath. Inhale up, exhaling down. Uttanasana. Inhaling your hands to your shins. Exhale your hands back down. Inhale your left foot back and your right. Down dog. Exhale, flow forward, plank. Inhale, lift, King Cobra. Exhale, back, plank. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale your slow reverse swan dive. Exhale your hands to heart center. Let's think about balance. Balance of our thoughts, balance of emotions as we go through that flow again. Remembering how the breath reminds us to balance. Inhale, joy. Exhale, anger. Inhale, kindness. Exhale, resentment. Inhale, happiness. Exhale, bitterness. Inhale, gratitude. Exhale, jealousy. Inhaling, love. Exhaling, fear. Inhale, tranquility. Exhale, hostility. Moving on. And maybe you need to grab a chair or a high stool just for balance, should you need it. Working a little on the inner thighs here. So maybe lifting one leg, lifting, using that inner thigh, balancing on one foot, and then releasing that leg behind you. Looking back towards the foot. Again, lift and release. Again, lift and release. Couple more. Lift and release. Maybe this time you can extend through the leg. Lift and release. Lift and release. A couple more. Trying to keep your body as upright as you can, joint on top of joint in the opposite leg. Really using the muscles in that left leg and the inner thigh that you're using. One more. Lift and release. Nice. Bring that leg up to the front and extend. Working on the quads. Lift. Open up. Stretch through that inner thigh. And back. Again. Lift. Back. Opening up. And back. One last time. Extend out. Really strengthen through the quadricep here. Lift back. Open up. And back. Nice. You should really be feeling that right leg. Take a moment and shake out here. Now maybe you're strong enough that you didn't need a stool or the back of a chair. But again, as you see, I'm more than okay with showing that I need it. So if you need that, much rather do that than be unsafe. Same thing on the opposite side. So now I'm lifting up my leg. Again, I want to lift it and open it up enough that I feel the muscles of the inner and outer thigh working. And then bring it behind. Looking at that foot. All the while, keep your joints in one line. Lift. And release. Lift. and release. A few more. Lift and release. A couple more here. Lift up. Use strength. Use your core. And release. Remember, we're not in a race. Take your time. Actually, the slower the better, because the more you hold this position, the more you're fatiguing that muscle. Remember, bring that leg out a bit. Move the knee out if you can, then come back. Last one. Lift. Tight core as you lift that knee and back. Nice. Same thing now. To the front. Bring that leg up and extend out. So just as we did before, working that quad. Come back and open that hip. Feel that inner and outer thigh respond. Come back. Stretch forward. All the while, use your core. Keep a nice tight core, long back. Open up. Come back. Extend. A few more here. Nice lift. Use the core. Nice open. Come back. Extend. Last one. Really lift the knee if you can. Lift. Open. Lift. And extend. Nice. You should notice that left leg, and you should notice the muscles in the inner and outer thigh on that right leg. Great leg work there. So come to the top of your mat. Balance. Equality. And love. For God so loved the world, the whole world, all of us, that He gave His only begotten Son. Inhale up. Exhale down. Forward fold. Inhale, your hands to your shins. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, back down. Now from here, I want you to extend your right leg back. I want you to point the toe and let the toe just barely touch the mat. Keep the hip right over top of the left leg. And then lift the leg up. Now maybe you stay right here. Right leg is parallel to the mat. Maybe you choose to come into that half moon. Right hand moving skyward. And then last but not least, your gaze moving towards that right hand. Half moon pose. Breathe. If you fall back down, that's okay. Come right on back into the posture. Remember, right leg out, lifted, right arm up. Last but not least, the trickiest part, looking skyward. And this is very much a balanced posture, obviously. But a very good strengthening posture. Something to work towards. If you're not there yet, that's fine. Release the arm and leg back down, your forward fold. Step your left and right foot back into your downward dog. Flow forward into a plank. Chaturanga down. Lift King Cobra. Curl through the toes. Come back to your plank. Lift that to your down dog. Nice. Now it's your right leg that lifts. Your right knee comes in. Your right foot steps forward into your lunge. Hold your lunge here for a moment. Making sure the knee's on top of the foot. Hands under shoulders. And then pick up your left foot and just lengthen through that leg. Toe tipping to the mat. So just barely touching the mat. Maybe you're staying right here. This is a lot of strengthening in the right leg. It's a nice stretch of the left leg. Maybe you lift up, starting to move into that half moon. Remember, leg is parallel to the mat. Your right hand moves up and out. Your left hand to your hip and or skyward. And maybe that's where you have gotten to this point in this posture, and that's fine. Take your time. The beauty is in the journey, not the destination. Lift up if you can now with your gaze to the ceiling or to the sky in your half moon. Breathe. Again, very much a leg strengthener, very much a balanced posture. Releasing left leg and left arm, forward fold. Your slow reverse swan dive bringing you up. Your hands marrying at heart center. For God so loved the world, the whole world. Each and every one of us, every race, every color, every culture, every kind, each one of us He loves. But God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. Another sun salutation. Take a deep breath up and release that breath. Balance. Bring your hands to your shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Press the hands back down. Breathe. Take the left leg this time, in and back. Into your lunge, always making sure when you're in a lunge you have a 90-degree angle in the front leg. So a knee right on top of a foot. And then spin through your back foot so that the toes look at the long angle of the mat. As your right arm comes to the inside, your left arm travels skyward. So try not to lose the bend in your knee. Keep your knee right on top of your foot. Push into that foot. This is your extended side angle. Breathe. Now I want you to think about balance. Use strength. Place tension where you need it. Pay attention to tension. So push into that front right foot as you lift up. And reverse your warrior. Keep the bend in your front knee. Keep pushing into that foot. Reverse warrior. Travel back. Extended side angle. Remember, if it's too far to bring your hand all the way down to the floor, just bend through the arm and set it on your leg. Remember, modification. Let's start to flow. Lift. Reverse warrior. Lower. Extended side angle. Come all the way into it. Lift that arm up. Dangle that other arm down. Reverse warrior. Reach over. Don't lose the bend in the leg. Extended side angle. Couple more. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Last one. Reverse warrior. Stretch. Push into the foot. And extended side angle. Nice. From here, release the left arm to the right. Spin the back foot back around into your lunge. And see if you can lift the arms up. Maybe staying here. Maybe attempting to move into warrior 3. Launching from the back leg, coming up, warrior 3. You may always bring the arms behind. If that's better for you, you can even interlace fingers. Relax through head and neck. Breathe. And release. Nice. Moving to the opposite side now. Bring the arms skyward. Swan dive down. Bring your hands to your shins. Ardha Uttanasana. Tight core here, long back. Release. The arms down. Extend the right leg back this time. So your right leg extends back and you come into your lunge on the opposite side now. Knee on top of foot. Spinning through the back foot. Taking the left hand to the inside of the left leg as you raise through the right. Maybe it stops at your hip. Maybe you're able to extend it skyward. Release any tension in the head and neck. So very important to pay attention here to tension. You've heard me say this before, but it's very common to move into a posture and to be so into the posture, concentrating so hard that you're holding tension somewhere. And that's exactly what we do not want. We want to learn to be in a posture and be strong and have balance, but we don't want to create tension or stress in a negative way on another part of the body. So here, relax through your head. Don't hold any tension in the head here. Remember, if it's too far down, I can always pick up my hand and rest it onto my leg. So there's always a way to modify. And then I want to come up, not by pushing off the mat, but by pushing into my foot and using my core to lift up and reverse. Keep pushing into that foot here. Don't lose the bend in your knee. Reverse warrior. Feel the stretch. In the left side, reach over with the left arm. Reverse warrior. Tight core, long leg. Now start to flow. With control. Remember, maybe I stop here, maybe I ease down. Extended angle. Lift up. Don't push off the mat. Use strength. Lower. Again, lift up. Lower back. Start to notice where you're feeling this, where you're gaining strength. You're really using the core. But think about where you're stretching too. When I lift up and over, I feel the stretch in my oblique in the front portion of the leg here. Once more. Extended side angle. And lift. Reverse warrior. Nice. As I come back down, I want to come into my lunge. So I want to bring that right arm down and the left, spin through my back foot again. Start off in my lunge here, but I want to come on up with my arms, reaching out, and maybe staying right here. But maybe I'm able to launch from the back leg, coming up into my warrior 3. Again, I can always bring the arms behind me if I like that better. I can interlace fingers. Virabhadrasana 3. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. And whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have life eternal. Nice job. So balance. We been talking about balance this whole practice. If we pick up one foot, we quickly notice balance. We might not notice it, but the mind shifted as well. The mind started to adapt. The mind finds a new norm. Open up the leg, maybe grab onto, if you can, the back foot. This takes a little bit of reaching down, a little bit of flexibility. So if you're not there yet, that's fine. Use your chair and just pick up your leg. But if you can, stretching through that quadricep, opening up through the chest, maybe lifting through the opposite arm here. Breathe. Strengthening the leg you're on. Remembering to keep joint on top of joint. Now release that left arm down, grab that leg from behind with both arms if you can. A little deeper stretch now through the quad. And release. Nice, shake it out. Always important to practice balance. The more we practice, the more, as we said, that mind gains a new norm. The more there's a norm, the more it will adapt, the better you'll be. So I pick up now the right leg. And I bring it behind. Maybe I can grab onto it, and maybe this leg is much easier to grab onto than the other. Maybe it's a little more difficult. Usually one side is better, but maybe not. That's what you learn about yourself as you're moving through the postures. Again, I'm not leaning forward, I'm keeping my body aligned. I'm pulling, creating resistance, pulling the foot in, but pushing it away at the same time. Maybe I can raise the right arm. I release that arm and grab with both feet now, a little deeper stretch through the quadricep. Pulling that leg back, stretching through that quad, lifting my body up. Nice. And release. Come to the top of the mat and we'll wind our way down. For God so loved the world, the whole world, that he gave his only begotten Son. Bring the arms skyward, swan dive down. Bring your hands to your shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Press them back down. Ease back with one leg and the other. Nice. Take your left leg and bring it forward, one leg in front of the other, and extend the other leg behind you, coming into your pigeon. So I'm on top of that leg, that hip. And I know that because I have a little bit of a bounce. If you don't feel that little bit of a bounce here, you're not right on top of that hip. If this isn't good, you can always release that back leg and lay down and pull that knee in. It's the same thing, you're just not on top of the hip, but you're still stretching. That hip, opening up the hip, stretching the piriformis. Pigeon pose. Now I'm going to release through this posture, sit back onto the buttocks, and feel the stretch through the inner thigh on this right leg as I flex through that foot. And I'm just going to twist gently and come over this leg, lengthening through the back here. Relaxing through head and neck, feeling that stretch in the back. Lifting back up, Now I'm going to bend through the right knee and come into the pigeon on the right side here. So again, I'm extending that left leg behind me, getting a great stretch there. I'm on top of this right leg. Such a great posture. So many benefits in this posture, but mainly opening up that hip, lengthening through that psoas muscle, lifting through the heart. Breathe. Pigeon. Nice. Same thing, I'm going to just release back onto the sit bones again, lengthen through that left leg now, flexing through that foot. A gentle twist to the right and coming down as I keep that foot flexed, that leg as long as I can, coming down and hovering with a long back. So feeling that back stretch, feeling that gentle twist in the left side, that long lengthening and stretch into the inner thigh. Breathe. And then I want to release and open the legs into a nice wide V, as wide as is comfortable for you. I want to feel the stretch again in the inner thigh. I want to flex through the feet here and come forward as little or as much as you need to. It feels good without any pain or strain to feel the stretch in your inner thigh. My core is tight, my back is long as I fold forward. So avoiding a hunching of the back here, but instead keeping that back long helps to stretch a little more there through the inner thigh. Core is tight, feet are flexed. Breathe. Nice. Lifting back up, marry one leg to the other and find your way down on the mat. Bring both legs skyward as you come into up the wall pose. I want you to cross one ankle over the other and really think about pushing your spine towards the mat as you tighten through the core. And I want you to crisscross back and forth a couple of times and then open up, stretch. Pointing through the toes, flexing through the feet. Again, tight core, press the back into the mat, crisscross a couple of times, and then extend. Again, crisscross a couple of times, and extend. Nice. Now if you can, allow the right leg to gently hover over the floor. If you need to set it down, do so. But bring your left leg straight up to the ceiling or the sky and just hover for a moment, really utilizing your core here. And then I want you to gently teeter to the opposite side. So as slow as you can, use your core. Drive your navel back to the spine as you tilt to one side and hold. Feel that stretch and the lengthening of the leg in the left. And then come to the opposite side. Once again, nice and slow, use your core, lift and hold. And the opposite direction. Great, core work, great, legs stretching here. Nice, now marry your right foot to your left once again. Bring your knees in and give them a hug. Hopefully not your last hug today. Now I want you to crisscross through the ankles again. Grab onto the ankles.
Open the knees up as wide as you can. Bring the knees back together. Hug on to your right leg as you extend and lengthen through your left. And then alternate. Hug on to your left as you extend and lengthen through the right. Once again, hug the right. Lengthen and hold. Hover if you can. And then the left. And then release each leg down. Find a place of comfort that you feel the most relaxed. Remember, as you move into this place, to think of balance. Visualize yourself balanced on your mat. Every part of your body relaxed. Your mind balanced and settled. Your emotions balanced and calm. And your spirit balanced and loved.
Start to feel your attention coming back to the breath. Noticing the balance of the inhale and the exhale. Noticing how you can let go of those things that you don't need and draw in what you do. Remembering that God loves all of us. And that His hope is that we all will in turn love one another. Love one another. No matter what race, no matter what culture, no matter what the color of your skin, that we love one another. That we find equality. That we find balance and peace and love. Bring your hands to heart center as you come back to your seated position that we all started in. We always remember that we're not the same as when we started. We're not the same. So if you had things that you didn't like, or that you were ashamed of, or that you didn't want in your thoughts or in your feelings or within you in any way, think of how you've had the chance to let them go, and now you're a new person, a new creation. And you have the chance to go out, to be balanced, to show balance through equality, through love. We always end our practice with that simple salutation, namaste. It simply means the light and life in me honors and respects the light and life in each of you. In our Christian life, we believe that that light is Jesus Christ. I hope you felt the warmth of his presence today. I hope that you are able to go out and share his love. Share his love. Remember, we can all be the change. We can be the spark that ignites the fire of love. Namaste.